Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona. And today I am using the fantastic sophisticated sled, which is this stamp set and these dies. I used it when I first got it back in July for Christmas in July. And I've been so busy with all the other stuff, but I absolutely love this set. I love ice skating, although I haven't done it for a long time. And I've got some fun things today, one of which is using a sled in a completely different way. And I saw this, I think it's Mitosu Crafts. I'm not sure which, it might have been Jay Soriano, who's the UK demo. And he used the sled in a completely different way. And it was so fun. I wanted to have a try. So I've got that. And then I've got a little, something that you can put, it's like a little gift bag. You can pop a treat in there, some chocolate, or even, I'll probably use it for my, let's get it open, my antibacterial hand wash would go in there like that. Yeah. So that's fun. And then I do have a traditional sled, but in non-traditional colours, because I'm trying to get away from my normal colours. So let's get rid of my face and get started. So the first one I'm going to do is the one that I just mentioned, which is using it as a window. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. This is on the stamp set, and you do have a die for it. So you have matching dies for these skates, but you also have some separate skates, which are the ones that I've used. The wreath, this wreath, and the sled. And it's just so fun. So I've tried to get as much as I can ready in advance to save some time. I've kept this as flat as I can, so you could raise this layer up, but to save on postage I've kind of tried to keep it flat, and then I've just raised the wreath and the sentiment. Okay, so hopefully I've got most stuff. There's a little bit of colouring and one little bit of die cutting. So I've started off with my I'm sorry about the shadow. I've never had this problem before. I don't know what's going on, so hopefully it's not too bad. So I've got a half piece of A4, so that's 21 centimeters by 14.8, scored in half at 10.5, which makes my card base. I also think I might be on the wrong setting for my, let's bring that down a bit. Okay, and then this one is 9.5 by 13.8. Okay, and then I've got my sled outline, I've got my leaves in gold foil, and then I've got my background, which is going to go underneath my sled, and I've embossed that with the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. Can you see? There we go. And on that one I tried to highlight it with the blue just to make it stand out a little bit, but I'm not going to do that this time. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my my sled onto this and then cut around it. So it's quite intricate. I'm going to use my silicone mat and just pop some glue on my sled. Let's just move that up. So luckily there's some bars here. You could use adhesive sheets, obviously, but because it's going onto an embossed surface, I think the wet glue is the best. And then just a little bit to try and get it to stay in place. This precision glue gun is incredible, especially with my arthritis, and I know it is allowed by Stampin' Up, because Stampin' Up don't carry it. All I've done is load my Tombow glue into it, so I am using the Stampin' Up glue. There we go, and I'm just going to give that a minute to dry, and then I will cut that out. In the meantime, I'm going to stamp my flowers, my hanging wreath, and then we can colour that in. And I also need to stamp my sentiment. So I'm just using Memento Black because I'm going to colour it in with, that needs a bit of a re-ink, I think. Yeah, I need to die cut this and I'll stamp my sentiment. Oh, that's not very good at all. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to use Pebble Path because it's much juicier and I should be okay colouring with it. Much juicier. But there's two sides to every piece of card, so if that's no, oh, that's okay, that's fine. Right, let's do the sentiment. I've got a piece of white for the sentiment just here. And which sentiment was it? I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. That's it. That can go away. Yeah, just going to stamp that. And then I'll trim that in a second. Now, what colour is it? Right, so I've used real red and old olive. Yeah, real red and old olive. So this won't take a second. And I like to, there's various different ways that you can do with the blends. I like to do my dark colours first. And then, oh, I haven't got my glasses on. No wonder I can't see. Go over with my dark blend first and then blend with the lighter one. That's the dark one. So I'm not being particularly careful because of time being the essence. And then the same thing with my old olive. So I'm just going to go over where the lines are down the middle of the leaves with the dark old olive. And then I'll blend the same way with my light. Keep missing leaves. Oh, that's, and then I need wild wheat for the come out. Oh God, wild wheat for the berries, just for a bit of gold effect. There we go. And then the wild wheat. I'll do the light wild wheat, the nearest to the gold. See, I missed a leaf there. Oh, flipping. Come off. No, I'm going to use the dark because I can't get that off. That's it. Okay, now what I picked up on Jay did was he took a white gel pen and just created some highlights. So cool. Right, so I need to trim this down and then we'll die cut that out and then we'll start putting everything together. So hopefully that is straight. There we go, just okay. So I've got all my bits together. Oh, I just need to die cut my wreath. So let's bring in a mini cut and emboss machine. So there's 11 dies altogether. And as I said, you get a separate pair of skates, and that's so cool. I'm going to show you how they work. So there's my wreath. Whoops. Let's get that. The little trick of the white is amazing. It makes such a difference. Really makes the red pop. Just need to get that in place. There we go. I'm going to need that again in a minute. So I'll just pop that down there. There we go. It's not perfect, but right. So now I'm going to start putting my card together. So that just needs to be cut around. And I can keep that embossed bit for something else. There we go. That was relatively painless, even if you don't like fussy cutting. Okay, so I'm going to pop this layer of basic white with Seal Plus onto my card base. Just checking I'm in the picture. I should have gone with wide camera, but I didn't. Okay, and then I'm just going to layer that. It's just coming off the runner. So when you use it frequently, it kind of moves to the side. Just gently take some tweezers and pop it back onto the little runner, and then it's fine. There we go. And that's going to go in the middle, but up towards the top, because you want to leave some space for your sentiment. There we go. And now I'm going to put this on with a glue dot. There's a little hole here, which I take to be the center, and that's where I'm going to pop my glue dot so that it hangs evenly either side. And that's going to go there, and then this is going to go on with dimensionals just over the top. Now I have my dimensionals. Oh, there they are. I kept them ready, but then I still managed to lose them. 1, whoops, 2, and that just has the red bow over there like that. And then I'm going to cover this up so that it no longer looks like a sleigh with my sentiment. And there you go. See how easy that was? And I just think it's so cool to use it for something other than a sled. I love that. I really do. So that's card 1. Already done. Didn't take long at all. Right, now I'm going to keep the little treat holder for last because it's probably the most fiddly. Let's do using the actual slate and skate. Sled and skates. So this is the card. So again, I've tried to use slightly different colours, the pink and the crumb cake, and that's Lost Lagoon. I love Lost Lagoon. Okay, and I've used the deckled rectangles, and this is the largest one. Now I have cut this card down because when I use our normal half an A4, it's an odd, because this is made for the American market, so it's fine width-wise but not lengthwise, so I've just trimmed it down. So in actual fact, this is 14 centimeters wide. I think it's still 21. Yeah, it's still 21 scored in half at 25. It's just that instead of being 14.8, it's 14, because it would just sort of, it looks odd. So that's why I've done that. I might have to, in fact, I haven't got a card base, so I need to get a card base. Thought I had one, but no, I didn't. So in that case, I will quickly show you. So I'm going to take some thick basic white. So that's an A4 sheet, cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half at 14.8 so that then I get 2 bits out of it, and that's correct for the next card. Score it in half. In fact, what I'll do now is I'll cut that down to 14. And score in half at 10.5. And that is basically how I make a card base. And then I line it up against the edge. Oh, you can't see that. I can't get it any further. I'm just lining it just at this end. I just pop my edges against the top of my trimmer before I use my bone folder, so that I know I'm going to get an even there we go. So they're not, basically it's I can't speak. It's even and got a nice fold to it. There we go. So now I've got my base, and I've got my crumb cake deckled rectangle, which I have again embossed with the snowfall, and I'm just going to glue that on there, and I'll use Seal Plus just in the corner. Oh no, I won't use Seal Plus because it's sticking. It's stuck to my fingers now. I will use Seal instead. And pop that on. Now, when I look at the picture on the embossing folder, it has the volume of snow at the bottom, so that's what I'm sticking with. And I'm just going to line that up on my card. My grid paper is not straight, which is not helping matters. Straighten that. That's not too bad. Okay, now I've hopefully cut everything out already. There might be, I think I might have to do the, oh no, I think I've got everything. So this is where I've used the individual skates die, which I absolutely love. The other one is an outline die, and that cuts out these ones here. But I personally prefer the individual skates, and you'll see why in a minute. So you've got your laces and you've got your blades. So I've cut those out in silver. I'm just checking I've got everything. And then I've cut the outline of the sled out in Pretty in Pink. I've cut the insert, which I used for my window, in basic white, and then I've cut the sled, the actual sled, in basic white, and it also embosses it. It's really lovely. So those are the dies that I've used. let's get everything together. And then I've got this little, this is from the Iconic Imagery dies, which is what I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, and I just put Let It Snow. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing my leaves, so I'll die cut those in a second. So let me just pop this together. So again, I'm going to need some very thin glue, and this is white on white, so that's not easy to see. I don't know where this shadow is coming from. It's not good. I don't know if it's because it's now HD. But, right, that's just going to go straight onto my outline. There we go. Just need to move that a bit, line it up. There we go. Okay. And then that is going to go on with dimensionals. And that goes on there with dimensionals. Just got a little bit to pop out. So let's get my dimensionals. I don't want to lose that, so pop that back on there. And these just about line up. There's a very slight overhang, but it's really negligibly noticeable. And then you've got stuff, you've got your skates over the top. So, and I'm just doing top and bottom, one either side. And then let's line that up with the bottom rung. And then we've got the sled. Okay, so now I just need to do my, I'll do that in a second. Let's do the skates next. So these are so cool. So this is basic white, and they've got this slit here. And then these little laces go in side there, like so. Whoops. Make sure it's right through like that. Start with, I was leaving the laces hanging out, but it just looked wrong. So I pushed them right through now. And there we go. And I was using wet glue, but to be honest, if you just pop a dimensional over the whole of the backing, it will hold it in place. And you need a dimensional on there anyway to add to the sled, so that works perfectly. Okay, so just going to pop those so one down there and one overlapping. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. Right, so I've just popped that on the sleigh, and then I'm just putting this other one overlapping above it there. That's that. Oh, I haven't put my blades on. I knew I was missing something. So I just die cut them in silver, and just need a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of glue. To hold it in place, and then I will see the wet glue. You do have a few seconds before it dries, so I can put this on and then maneuver. Would have been easier before I put them on, but not to worry. And then it just lines up with the blades. I did try colouring it with grey, but it just didn't look right. So I went ahead and cut it out with silver. I'm looking at it from behind, so I'm getting the angle right. Let's turn that around. There we go. So like a dark grey silver, that one. Okay, now I'm going to pop this on with dimensionals. So this is probably a good one to give to somebody in person rather than post, because it's going to be quite thick. Nearly sent my bone folder flying then. And then I've popped it on at an angle, jaunty angle, and I've got my sentiment, and I need to run that through with some Lost Lagoon. Oh, no, I've just dropped something else. I'm just wondering whether to do, I'll try it with Balmy Blue, just because last year when we were doing the berry everything, we were using Balmy Blue for snow. So I'm just going to try and see what, and then we can compare it, see what a difference it makes. Let me bring him back in my cut and emboss machine. I don't think there's a right or wrong from there. That's so you can see it coming out. Sorry if I'm wobbling the camera. There we go. I'll keep it out just in case. And the good thing about these dies is they have little holes, little pokey holes that you can then push that through, and it's really easy. You don't need any wax paper or anything to get it off. That's really good. There we go. Let's see, that's might look. And again, I'm going to use a glue dot, same as I did before, just line it up where that hole is, because then it hangs. I think the middle is there, but it's actually not. So when I follow this, it hangs better. And there we go. That's and I just need some twine, white twine. It's getting very low. And I did a double bow. Oh, my ribbon's coming off my ribbon scissors. And I did this deliberately long because I need a couple of bits to hang down to the, oh, can't do it with scissors on my hands. That's better. So what I've got now is I've got the bits to hang down from the twine to the skates right there. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's white on white. That's nearly finished, that white. So again, I'm going to pop that on with glue dot. And that's going to go in the middle of my, and they're going to hang down. And then these, I've got 3 bits actually. So I need one short bit and one long bit. And I'm going to use glue dots. So I'll pop that on there. And that's going to go under there. under that bow, and that's going to go down. Let's cut that bit off that. And that's going to go down under there. Whoops. Let me get a glue dot. And this time I'm going to fold the glue dot in half. Pop it on there and tuck that under there like that. And then the same at the top, under there. So that top part's not moving, and then let's cut that. Get another one folded in half. Pop it under there. And now all I need to do is stamp my sentiment in Pretty in Pink. And we're doing the Let It Snow. Where's my... Oh, don't tell me I've lost my label. It is pretty small. Maybe it fell on the floor. Oh, sorry. Oh, there it is. Found it. So now I'm going to do Let It Snow in Pretty in Pink. A load of stuff falling on the floor. Never mind. So tap, 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 and then stamp so it's hopefully straight. I normally have my head right over it, but oh, that's not too bad. And that's going to go on with dimensionals. I haven't opened my window this morning because it's pretty cold out, and now with all these lights on I am boiling. Let's turn my Dyson on for a minute. Okay, there we go, card number 2. So which is better, do you think? Lost Lagoon or Balmy Blue? I have to say, I think probably the Balmy Blue. I do love Lost Lagoon, but I think that looks better. Okay, so that's card number 2. Now on to our little treat packet. Let me just clean my Let It Snow, because I don't think I'm... Yeah, it hasn't got a sentiment on this one. Right, let's get cleared up, make a bit of space. And I do think there was something I forgot to die cut on this lot, so I might need my cut and emboss machine again in a minute. So here is the... So I'll just put my little hand sanitizer in it. It's so cute. Really, really cute. I made the box in white, but you could do the same in Pretty in Pink. It's not Pretty in Pink. It's oh my goodness, I can't remember what colour it is. How stupid is that? So let me just leave that there for my reminder. Oh, what is it called? Petal Pink. That's what it's called, Petal Pink. So let's get everything out here. Hopefully I've got everything. I think I even wrote my instructions down somewhere, but I've probably lost them now. Yeah. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is put my skates together, because then once they're together, I can start putting everything else together. So I've got my blades, my skates, and I've got my Petal Pink laces. I just need to pop these out. Oh, they don't want to come out because I ran two of them through at the same time. Nope, they do not want to come out. Okay, that's that one. Oh, for goodness sake. Is there a nightmare? I'll try using my fingers. I might have to just put them in with the... Goodness gracious. Right, that'll have to do. Okay, there we go. So the same trick, I'm going to pop them in and use the dimensional to hold it in place. So pop that up. Now more fingers and thumbs from doing that. Let's make a hole. There we go. Push them through a bit too far that time. And same with this one. Goodness gracious me. How to make a mountain out of a molehill. There we go. I've got that final bit out there. Right, so I'm just going to pop a dimensional on the back to hold them in place. There we go. And I'm going to remember to put my blades on this time before we attach them anyway. Let's get rid of these little pink things. So I'm actually going to pop the glue on the skates. See if that's any easier. Again, adhesive sheets would be an absolute, would make this an awful lot easier. I just didn't think to do it and I didn't have time to change it. So get them in place. I'm just lining up. There's a bar that I just put my tweezers over that makes sure they're lined up in the right place. Like that. Nope, they just moved forward. That's it. Okay, so we can give them a minute to dry while I do my scoring. So I have lost my notes, which is not very clever. That's for the box. I know that's 1 inch all round. So for my cover, it is 21.5 centimeters. I'm just going to write this down. So 21.5 scored at 2, 10.5 and 13.2. Okay, So let me get my trimmer and score out. So scoring at 2 centimeters, 10.5. I realise I'm off camera, so I'm sorry about that. And 13.2. I will make sure that I do the wide camera next week. There we go. So just take my embossing folder. Embossing folder. What am I talking about? Scoring tool. No. I can't remember what this is called. Bone folder. Bone folder. Oh, I think I need a coffee. I haven't had one this morning. Okay. So there we go. And now I've got my little pouch, which is what it is basically, just a little pouch. Okay. And then I've got this piece of basic white, which is 12.5 by 7.6. And I'm going to score that. I know it was an inch, so that's 2.5 centimeters, an inch, isn't it? Yes. On all four. I do it up here, you might be able to see it. So I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. And I'm using this left side so that I get more butted up against the edge. Got to make sure I don't use the blade. I need to label them. I saw somebody had labelled them and I thought it was a really good tip. So I don't want to use those. They are my ribbon scissors. So what I'm going to do is just cut up. Actually, what I'm going to do first is use my bone folder to get a good crease. And it'll make it easier to cut. So you can adjust this, the measurements of this, obviously, to the size of whatever you want to put in it. I'm just doing a little one. So then I'm going to go up the side of the score line and then just trim that little bit off there. And do that on all 4. So I'm going on the outside of the actual, what's going to be the flap. So I want to make sure I get rid of that creased bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm just, for speed, I'm just going to use seal on the flaps. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop them together like this. So it's just a very basic little box tray. There we go. And then that sits, hopefully it's going to fit. Yes, it does. And I'll just put glue on that. if I need to fill this up a bit. So I'm just going to fit that into the middle. I realise I should have decorated first. And there we go. I mean, you can, probably actually a good idea, you can stick it to the back if you want to. I've just left mine freestanding actually. We could do that. Let's try that. Okay, and then I'm going to decorate the front. So I've got my skates. I've got a piece of basic white, which is 7 by 7.6, because this is actually a rectangle, not a square. I'm going to pop that on with seal, again for speed. Do whatever is going to keep it on for you, especially if you're gifting it to somebody. There we go. And then I've got this piece of designer series paper with the snowflakes, which is from the Snowy Scenes, which I really haven't used very much yet. So I need to, I think all my own Christmas cards will be. So let's just seal again. And then I've done this big snowflake up the top because I want it to be visible. There we go. Okay, then I've got some scrap paper here, which I had previously embossed with the So Swirly, and I'm just going to rip it. It's not good for my hands, but anyway, gosh, my hands are in a terrible state. Right, let's just rip it. How high up did I have it before? There we go. So that is my snowy hill, which is a little bit too long. I'm going to trim that end off actually. So just there. Hopefully that is now wide enough. Yeah. So I'm just going to pop some dimensionals just at the side because I don't want it to block. Oh, actually, I've got my skates outside. I thought I had them inside originally, so that doesn't matter. I'll take that back. You can basically put your dimensionals where you want them. In which case, I'll do 1, 2, 3. And then line that up with the bottom of your basic white. So you've got your snow. And then I just need to pop my skates on. So I've already got my dimensionals on there. And they've got a pair of skates sliding along. Okay. Now, I did on that one, I did a little bit of white and designer series paper. I haven't got that ready, so I'm not going to hold you up by doing that. But what I want to show you is I'm just going to pop a hole for my ribbon, and this is the beautiful iridescent trim. So let me just, in fact, it's really covered up by the ribbon. So I did use my small one when I did it last time, and I had to make them holes bigger because I couldn't get the ribbon through. It's absolutely gorgeous, this ribbon. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm going to come up here. Let's see how I need to go around twice. And that should be enough. Pick my bow. Got so many pairs of scissors here. Right, let's get the ribbon in. Beautiful, beautiful ribbon. I'm just going to make that slightly smaller. And then just play with it till you get it. I want it covering that top bit. Pull the ends down. And I'm just going to pull it tight. And then adjust it. Okay, and then for the closure, what I did was I just popped on a dimensional. You could use Velcro, but I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with Velcro. So I'm just popping a dimensional, it's on the ribbon, and if you press it down gently, it will hold it closed, but it will open very easily. And I think I just need to trim that ribbon. It's a bit long at the bottom there. And there you go. Oh, I need to play with that ribbon a bit more, but so cute. I love that. Okay, so let me just recap. So we've got card number 1 was the window, the sled as a window. Card 2 was the actual sled in alternative colours, and we've got a choice of balmy blue or Lost Lagoon. It looks really dark on camera, that Lost Lagoon. It's not that dark. Let me see if I put that light on it. That doesn't help, I don't think. Yeah, it is a lot lighter, but it's giving me more shadow. But I think the balmy blue is really good. And last but not least, our little gift holder. I think they're so cute. So don't forget, I would love you to support my small business by giving me some likes or loves and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, if you spend £25 in my online store, I will send you everything that you need to make these 4 cards and 2 gift pouches, except for the stamped sentiments. I can't send you those, but and I can't send you stamped images, but I can cut out the flowers for you. So don't forget, spend £25 in my online store, and I will send those all to you. And that's if you spend by midnight on Tuesday, the 26th. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back next week with the Shepherd's Care. Bye.